The Orlando Magic have been without Paolo Banchero for 15 games and counting, but hello to Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner. And I would even sprinkle in a little bit of Mo Wagner because they have been holding it down for the Orlando Magic in Banchero's absence.
Out of those 13 games that Banchero has been out, they have lost only 5. Only 5. Only 5. For me, Franz Wagner has said, Orlando Magic team, get on my back. He put them on his back. We now have a solid number 2 in Orlando Magic roster. We have it. It's Franz Wagner, and he was always there, but he has been solidifying that. And his clutch gene is a little nice.
Yes.
You know, he got the Lakers. I just have to mention, the Lakers thought they won that game.
Yes, they did. They did.
Anytime there is time on the clock, the game is not won unless it is a blowout. And in this case, it wasn't a blowout. And not only is he shooting 3, he's shooting it from deep. He did it with the Lakers. He did it with the Pistons. I mean, you got to account for Franz Wagner at the 3-point line. You don't know if he's going to pull up. You just don't know if he's going to pull up. I'm just like, he has been phenomenal since Paolo has been out. Phenomenal. And I know Coach Mosley is like, thank you. Right? Yes, because when Paolo went out, I gasped. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because, you know, the Orlando Magic, they have been killing it prior to that. And they're top of the East. And they have it's when your star goes out and you can still maintain a top spot and not even waver in that. That is amazing. And so, yeah, Franz Wagner, for me, one of my biggest takeaways during this stint with them is the fact that he's been able to just hold it down with the other players that you mentioned. But for me, Franz Wagner is standing out. I mean, kind of like our type material. Like, we need to be talking about him on the list of a potential all-star by the end of the season. That's how amazing this time period has been for him and with the Orlando Magic for me.
Absolutely, because they certainly won't have Banchero to represent them in the All-Star game. It could be Franz Wagner.
It could be.
But you know what? I know usually you talk about Jalen Suggs' defense, but I'm really liking his offensive punch here lately, especially in Banchero's absence.
Yeah.
He's averaging about 30 minutes, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. But I don't think that tells the whole story because he just looks more free, more confident out on the court, and Mosley backs his play. Absolutely. Yeah. Coach Mosley allows him to do what Jalen Suggs does.
Yes.
And he stepped all the way in because it's like he picks his spots, right? He used to be just a 3-pointer. Now he slash and dash and play, you know, incredible defense. So, yeah, I'm on a Jalen Suggs train. I know you normally are, too. Not to say that you aren't right now, but, I really like what I'm seeing from Jalen Suggs.
I just think it's a complete package. Sometimes when the top player steps away, you're able to see, and I guess it maybe allows the other players to have more freedom. Once Paolo is inserted back into the roster, the starting lineup, can you imagine the confidence that the team will even have, you know, once he's back? Orlando Magic is one of them teams that I just did not anticipate. Last season, they shocked me all the way. I was not expecting them to be top seed in 2024. And here we are carrying it on to 2025 when some of your fave teams can't even seem to get out of the dungeon. Just saying. So even with their stars being out, so great job with the Orlando Magic's front office creating a roster of players that know how to step in and make things happen. It's noteworthy. I also appreciate Orlando Magic's grit and determination. They will fight you to the end to get a win. They will fight you even if it's not working out. I like the fact that they accept the adjustments along the way to make changes to how they defend, to how they do their offense, just to help, you know, just to help deal with what they're up against with the opposing team. For me, that is amazing because, you know, some of these players, they just kind of give up or they keep doing the same thing over and over again. I don't see that from the Orlando Magic, and I appreciate that about their coaching style and how the players adjust during games. I like that. I think it's amazing.
Well, shout out to Suggs and the Wagner brothers. But you know what? I just don't know what's going on with KCP. You know, he's not giving 3 years, $66 million worth of effort. He's 31. He's one of the OGs on the team. And I just wonder, like, why is he averaging what he did when he was a rookie? Where's the progression? I mean, I think his best years were with the Lakers and, of course, the Denver Nuggets. But I thought he was going to be. I just thought he was going to be 3-and-D for the Orlando Magic.
No, he's not. He's neither 3 nor defense. Neither one. Neither one. Neither one for them right now. And I will, you know what though? I just recently found out that he just had his 5th child. So maybe now that that's out the way, he can now focus back on the game. Because his veteran leadership and his championship expertise is needed. Yeah. On this roster. I think it can further help, the Orlando Magic continue to maintain and get deeper in the playoffs. That's really what we're ultimately looking for. But I'm going to need KCP to show up. Otherwise, next up, that's kind of how I feel about it. Next
up, especially when you're 31, right? And the team is going the other direction. I just wonder, I don't know. This is his 5th team in 11 seasons. He shot 43% from 3 when he was with the Nuggets, 41 with the Lakers, and now he's shooting 22% from 3 with the Orlando Magic. What Coach Mosley is supposed to do with that?
Nothing. Bench him and put in somebody else. That's how I feel. Limit his minutes. At this point, all them young players on the Orlando Magic's roster. I mean, KCP, if the starting lineup is not for you, you can come off the bench. It's not a problem. You better take a page out of Russell Westbrook's book and accept the role and thrive in it. If that's what it is, because you can still be impactful even off the bench. So,
no, I agree 100%.
You know what? Are you concerned about the Orlando Magic's 3-point shooting percentage?
What is it?
It's at the bottom of the league.
Well, I can appreciate it if you're going to get 2 balls instead. It's too much 3-point shooting in the NBA. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at the Boston Celtics. Yes, they make a lot of them. The Cavs as well. They shoot like 60 3-pointers a game. The Orlando Magic, it's okay as long as they're winning games.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not constantly shooting a 3-ball, whether it goes in or not. It's just too much. So, no, I'm not concerned with it at all.
I'm not concerned with it at this stage of the season. I will be concerned if they don't improve it as we get closer to the playoffs, right? Because if you're going to be playing up against these teams, that their 3-point shot is their first measure of points. They get the ball, get the possession off the inbound, stop at the 3-point line. And it's up. It's like, y'all, and a 3 is worth more than a 2. So will that be, it's probably too soon to talk about it now, but it's something to consider. Will that be an issue as the Orlando Magic get deeper into the season and as they go into the playoffs? If they have not improved in their 3-point shooting overall for the season. It don't matter right now because they winning games. But we may be talking differently about it if they start at the end of the season, they start to level out or become stale because lack of volume 3-point shooting that they need to do. I just, something to think about. That's all.
Yes. But I think to combat that, what Coach Mosley can do, I mean, the Magic are a very physical team. So if they play down low, once you get Banchero back, you got the big boys banging, Franz and Mo. They can get the 2 and 1, right? This is just a different form of a three-pointer, but hey, it's something to consider because they are very physical. And the refs, they're going to have to blow the whistle. They're going to have to.
I appreciate the 3 points being achieved a 2 and 1. That means there's some physicality going on. That means they had to drive to the basket. I mean, there was just some move. But the easier, not easier shot, but the less friction, I would say, would be at the 3-point line, especially when you just pull up and shoot. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think there is something to be said overall in the NBA that there are some mixed emotions about 3-point shooting. And I've been hearing as I've been listening to podcasts, reading articles. I'm just like, interesting.
Yep. And I want to know, when did Cole Anthony fall out of the good graces with Coach Mosley?
What did he do? Did he back talk in practice? What happened?
Something must have happened.
Happened?
If you look at last season, Cole Anthony was a piece. He was a piece. Now he's like riding the bench. And I want to know what happened. Somebody drop down in the comments, let me know what happened with Cole Anthony. And Coach Mosley, why isn't Cole Anthony playing?
Does he have a punctuality issue? And Coach Mosley, if you can't come to work on time, you can't play. I don't know. What is it? Yeah, I would like to know as well because, honey, he is now a crumb on the bench. Ain't even considering him touching. He can't even stand. He can't even stand at the table.
I know. I like Cole Anthony. He was one of my faves last season, but I don't get much chance to see him play anymore.
I know. Okay. Go Orlando, because they killing the game right now. I love it. Number 3, I think as we speak, they're number 3 in the East.
Yeah. Because I remember them being at number 15, easy.
Maybe at the bottom with the Pistons. And guess who ain't down there no more? The Pistons. What I'm saying is this. I will say this, though. The East, that's easy. The East is easy. Am I wrong? The East appears to be easy. What? You can't. Anytime you can have the same record in the East and be top 6, but that same record in the West is bottom of the West, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. So good job in the East, y'all. Good job in the East.
Yeah, easy street for sure. All right, let's look at the next 5 games for the Orlando Magic. I see a road trip on the horizon, right? They played the Brooklyn Nets twice, New York Knicks, and the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, we said the East is easy, but how are they going to do with this? How do you think they'll fare?
I mean, I give them 4-1. They actually played 2 cup games during this road trip. The first one will be with the Nets. It's going to be their 3rd cup game, which could potentially determine whether or not they go to Vegas.
Okay.
And then their 4th cup game they play is against the Knicks. I think my one loss will be against the Knicks.
Okay.
Yeah, but the back-to-back. Oh, I'm sorry. I have them going 3-2. I have them losing against the Knicks and the Sixers. And I say the Sixers, the first Sixers one, because the Knicks and Sixers, that's a back-to-back.
That plays a role.
Huge role. And they on the road as well. And they would have been on the road for 3 previous games. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I have them losing to Knicks and Sixers. However, I think they will clinch a spot with their win against the Nets for Vegas.
Really?
Yeah,
I hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. So I have them going 2-3. I have them beating the Brooklyn Nets. One of those games, right? Either one. And then I also have them beating the Philadelphia 76ers because I don't know what's going on with them. I think they take L's to all the other teams that they play in the next 5 games.
Wow.
Yeah.
Knicks and both Sixers games?
Now I have them splitting with the Sixers, right? I have them beating the Brooklyn Nets and the Philadelphia 76ers in their next 5 games. Every other game, they were taking L. So I have them going 2-3.
Got it.